Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that will change your life if you let it. If you want success in 2025 and beyond, you've got to stop flirting with your dreams and start committing to them. Stop entertaining distractions and start investing your full focus on the thing you were born to create. Your dreams are not random. They are the blueprint for your destiny. The problem is, most people treat their dreams like decorations instead of directions. They talk about them, they post about them, they even daydream about them, but they never focus long enough to turn them into reality. You see, a dream without focus is like a seed thrown on concrete. No matter how much potential is inside that seed, without the right environment, without the right attention, it will never grow. And focus, my friends, is the environment where dreams grow. Focus is what takes an invisible idea and pulls it into the visible world. The world isn't waiting on your intentions, it's waiting on your execution. Your dreams are waiting on you to lock in, to make a decision that says, this is not just something I wish for, this is something I will build. Because the moment you give your dream your full, undivided focus, it starts pulling opportunities toward you. You stop looking for shortcuts and you start building foundations. You stop getting distracted by noise and you start listening to purpose. I remember the shift in my own life, the day I stopped making excuses and started making adjustments. I realized my dream wasn't going to show up just because I wanted it to. It wasn't going to come knocking because I was a nice person or because I hoped for it. My dream required my full focus. It required me to eliminate distractions, prioritize growth, and stay consistent even when it felt like nothing was happening. That's the beauty and the challenge of focus. It forces you to confront who you are and it reveals what you really want. Because the moment you start focusing on your dream, the moment you stop entertaining distractions, your life starts to change. Your decisions change, your habits change, your relationships change. Because dreams don't move for people who are half committed. They move for people who are all in. So understand this, your dream is the blueprint, but focus is the builder. If you want to see it, you have to stay locked in long enough to build it. No matter how big the vision, no matter how far away it feels, if you will focus, if you will commit, if you will refuse to quit, that dream will become real. Distraction is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't knock on your door and announce its arrival. It just sneaks in slowly, silently, and steals your time, your focus, and your future. One moment, you're fired up, motivated, clear about where you want to go. And then the next moment, you're scrolling through your phone, answering calls that don't matter, entertaining conversations that don't serve your growth. And before you know it, the day is gone. Another day wasted, another day your dream had to wait. You see, the most dangerous enemy of success isn't failure, it's distraction. Failure can teach you, push you, and refine you, but distraction keeps you stuck. It keeps you busy but unproductive. It gives you the illusion of motion without any real progress. And the tragedy is most people don't even recognize it's happening until years have passed and the gap between where they are and where they could have been has grown too wide. I learned this lesson the hard way. I used to believe that if I worked hard enough or stayed busy enough, success would eventually find me. But I had to realize being busy and being focused are not the same thing. You can be busy all day and accomplish nothing that moves you closer to your dream. Because distraction doesn't always show up as something bad. Sometimes it shows up as something comfortable, something convenient, something easy. But dreams are not built in comfort. Dreams are built in clarity, discipline, and ruthless focus. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you are saying no to your future. Every moment you give away to things that don't matter, you take away from the things that do. The life you want is waiting for you on the other side of your focus, but you'll never get there if you keep entertaining distractions. So if you're serious about success, you have to eliminate the things that pull you away from your purpose. You have to set boundaries, you have to guard your attention, and you have to remind yourself daily, your dream is worth more than the temporary comfort of distraction. Because the truth is, Your future will either be built by your focus or destroyed by your distractions. The choice is yours. Belief is the engine, but action is the fuel. You can believe in your dream with every fiber of your being. You can visualize it, write it on your vision board, speak affirmations over it every single morning. But if you don't move, if you don't take action, that belief will sit idle and your dream will stay parked in your imagination. See, a lot of people stop at belief, thinking that's enough to bring their dream to life. But belief without action is like having a car with no gas. It might look good sitting in the driveway, but it isn't going anywhere. I remember when I first started chasing my dream, belief got me excited. Belief got me motivated. I would wake up every day picturing the life I wanted, and for a while that felt like progress. But belief without movement creates frustration. It creates this gap between what you see in your mind and what you experience in your life. And the only thing that can close that gap is action. You have to move in the direction of the thing you believe in. And here's the real test. Can you act even when the results haven't shown up yet? Can you keep going when you feel tired, when it seems like nothing's working, when the world isn't clapping for you? Because that's when belief meets discipline, and that's where success is born. Dreamers hope, but doers build. It's the people who combine belief with action day in and day out that wake up one day living the life others only talk about. Action doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. You don't have to know all the answers before you start. You don't have to wait for the perfect plan. You just have to take the next right step, and the path will reveal itself as you go. That's how success works. It rewards movement, not intention. So whatever your dream is, whatever that thing is that keeps you awake at night, whatever vision you've been carrying inside of you, stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Put your belief in the driver's seat and put your action on the gas pedal. Because when you start moving, your dream starts moving too. And the faster you move, the sooner you'll meet it face to face. Success is attracted to prepared, focused minds. A lot of people walk around thinking success is something that will magically appear if they just wait long enough or want it hard enough. But success is not a random gift handed out to lucky people. Success is a mirror that reflects back the level of preparation, commitment, and focus you've invested over time. It doesn't show up because you hoped for it. It shows up because you made room for it. I've seen too many people pray for opportunities they aren't prepared to handle. They want the promotion but haven't mastered the skill. They want the business but haven't learned the discipline. They want the influence but haven't built the character. And that's the gap where dreams die, not because the dream wasn't possible, but because the person wasn't ready. Success has a way of exposing whether you've done the inner work long before the outer results show up. I learned that lesson the moment I stopped asking, when will it happen for me, and started asking, am I becoming the kind of person success can trust? Because the truth is, your dream is already real. It's just waiting for you to rise up and meet it at the level where it lives. Success lives at the level of preparation, not the level of wishful thinking. It shows up when your mindset, your habits, and your decisions have aligned long enough to create space for it. You've got to build the mental and emotional strength to handle the weight of the life you say you want. You've got to become so sharp, so disciplined, so committed that when the opportunity arrives, you don't hesitate. You execute. You don't second guess. You step into it with confidence because you've spent days, weeks, months, even years preparing for the moment nobody else could see but you. So stop asking whether success is for you. Start asking whether you're becoming the person success is looking for. Because success isn't about chasing, it's about attracting. And when your focus is locked in, when your preparation is consistent, success can't help but find its way to you. Your future is waiting on you to decide, drift or design. Life will never force you to grow. It will never push you to chase your dreams, and it will never drag you to success. That choice is always yours. You can drift through your days letting circumstances, other people's opinions, and temporary emotions control your direction, or you can step up, take ownership, and start designing the life you actually want to live. Drifting is easy. It requires no discipline, no sacrifice, no intentional thought. You wake up, You react to whatever shows up, and you call it a day. Then you repeat the same cycle tomorrow and the day after and the month after that until one day you look up and realize years have passed and you're still in the same place wondering why your dreams feel so far away. Drifting is the enemy of destiny, and most people don't even know it's happening because it feels so normal. But design is different. Design requires clarity. It demands that you sit down and ask yourself hard questions. What do I really want? Who do I need to become to have it? What am I willing to sacrifice? What distractions do I need to eliminate? Design forces you to take responsibility for your own future and stop waiting for the world to hand you permission. When you design your life, you stop being a passenger and you start driving. You stop waiting for opportunities and you start preparing for them. I can tell you from personal experience, the moment I decided to design my life instead of drifting through it, everything shifted. My choices became intentional. My circle got smaller but stronger. My habits transformed. And most importantly, my results started lining up with the future I had in mind. Because when you design your life, you give your dreams structure. You give your actions purpose. You give your future direction. Every day you wake up, you are faced with the same question. Will I drift or will I design? One path leads to regret, the other to results. And nobody else can make that decision for you. The future isn't something you wait for, it's something you build piece by piece with the choices you make today. When you focus on your dream, the world starts to shift in your favor. Not because the world suddenly got easier or because the obstacles disappeared, but because your mindset changes and your perspective sharpens. You start seeing opportunities where you once only saw dead ends. You start finding solutions where you used to make excuses. It's almost like life was waiting all along for you to get serious. And the moment you do, doors start opening that were invisible before. Most people live distracted, their energy scattered in 1,000 directions, and they wonder why nothing seems to change. But when you focus, when you fix your eyes on a clear and compelling goal, your mind, your habits, your decisions all begin to align around that vision. It's like tuning into the right frequency. Once you're dialed in, you start noticing the people, the ideas, the tools, the knowledge, and the chances that were always around you but hidden behind your own lack of focus. I've seen it in my own life and I've watched it in the lives of others. The people who stay focused on their dream, even when it gets lonely, even when it gets hard, even when the progress feels slow, those are the people the world seems to make room for. Focus sends a message to life itself, I'm serious. And life responds to seriousness with favor. But the world won't bend for someone who is half committed. The world doesn't respond to wishful thinking or half-hearted attempts. The world responds to a locked-in mindset, to daily action fueled by clear vision and unwavering commitment. When you focus on your dream, you stop wasting time on things that don't push you forward. You stop letting temporary distractions control your future. You begin to master your time, guard your energy, and sharpen your skills. And before long, you look up and realize that life didn't get easier. You just got better. So don't wait for the world to change for you. Focus on your dream, and you'll be surprised how fast the world starts shifting in your favor when you commit fully to your dream. Distractions lose their power over you. It's not that they disappear, the temptations, the easy outs, the comfortable shortcuts. They'll still be there, calling your name, trying to pull your attention away, but something inside you shifts when you've made the decision that your dream matters more than your momentary comfort. Your priorities get stronger than your preferences. Your purpose gets louder than your excuses. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they allow distractions to chip away at their focus, one small piece at a time. Every scroll, every unnecessary conversation, every wasted hour might seem harmless in the moment, but over time they add up to stolen years. That's the silent cost of distraction. It doesn't hit all at once. It robs you slowly until you wake up one day wondering where all the time went. But when you've locked into your dream, really locked in, distractions lose their shine. The same way someone on a mission isn't tempted by every detour, you begin to recognize anything that doesn't align with your dream as a delay, not a reward. The phone calls, the mindless entertainment, the empty conversations, all of it starts to feel expensive because you understand that every moment spent off course is a moment stolen from your future. I've lived both sides of this equation. I've entertained distractions and I paid the price in wasted time and delayed progress. And I've also experienced the power of locking in so fully on a dream that the distractions that once controlled me couldn't even hold my attention anymore. That's when real growth happens. When the dream becomes so clear, so important, so urgent, that settling for anything less becomes unthinkable. So the real question isn't whether distractions will show up. They will. The question is whether your commitment to your dream will be strong enough to ignore them, outlast them, and stay locked in until you get to where you're meant to be. Success is not an accident. It's the result of intentional focus, daily discipline, and the quiet, often invisible work you do when no one is watching. The world loves to celebrate the highlight reel, the awards, the breakthroughs, the victories, but what the world doesn't see are the countless hours spent behind closed doors making decisions most people aren't willing to make, sacrificing comfort for growth, and staying committed when the applause is nowhere to be found. When you focus on your dream, you learn the difference between being busy and being productive. You stop wasting time on things that feed your ego but starve your progress. You start building habits that match the future you're chasing. And more than anything, you develop the mental toughness to stay consistent, especially on the days when you don't feel motivated. Because success isn't built on feelings, it's built on habits. And those habits are formed in silence, away from the noise, away from the crowd. I can remember seasons in my own life when the only thing that kept me moving forward was focus. Not results, not praise, not excitement, just the decision to stay locked in on the vision I believed in, even when everything around me told me to quit. That's the moment you begin to understand the real formula for success. Focus plus action, repeated over time, equals transformation. Every step you take toward your dream, no matter how small, is the seed planted in your future. And when you stay focused long enough, those seeds start to sprout. Opportunities begin to show up. Growth starts to compound. Momentum starts working for you instead of against you. The world might call it luck, but you'll know the truth. You didn't stumble into success. You created it one focused day at a time. So when it feels slow, when it feels quiet, when it feels like nobody notices, stay focused. That's the soil where success grows. When you focus on your dream with true intention and commitment, the world begins to respond in ways you could never predict. It's almost as if life was waiting on you to get serious before it started making room for the opportunities you've been hoping for, the people you need to meet, the resources you've been searching for, the doors you thought were closed. All of a sudden they start to appear, not because the world changed, but because you did. There's a power in clarity and focus that shifts your entire environment. Your conversations change, your daily habits change, your energy shifts from being scattered in 100 directions to becoming sharp and targeted like a laser. And here's the beautiful part. The more intentional you become, the more life starts to clear the path in front of you. Things that used to confuse you start to make sense. Places where you used to feel stuck begin to open up. People who don't belong in your future start to fade out of your present. It's not magic, it's alignment. When your thoughts, your actions, your words, and your energy are all aimed in the same direction, you stop sending mixed signals to the world. You begin to attract the relationships, the knowledge, the moments, and the momentum that match your commitment. But it all starts with your focus. Focus tells the universe you are ready. Focus tells your mind to filter out distractions. Focus tells your habits to fall in line with your mission. I've lived this truth myself. The moment I stopped entertaining every random opportunity, every meaningless conversation, every distraction disguised as urgent, and started locking in on the future I wanted to build, I noticed life started moving differently for me. Not because life got easier, but because I got sharper. And when you sharpen your focus, your results sharpen too. So the more you stay committed, the more the world adjusts around you. Not because success is chasing you, but because you're finally moving in the direction you were always meant to go. Keep your focus, and the rest will start falling into place.